What is the importance of this meeting for you, for China?
It's a successful meeting for the fact that the organizers of the meeting of United Nations succeeded in inviting Afghanistan Taliban interim government to attend the meeting and to attend the dialogue. And also both sides exchanged views with all the participants. I think the discussion is constructive and it started good dialogue. You know, the organizers of Doha meeting, this is the third one. The first two, they failed to do this dialogue, which a lot of neighboring countries and the regional countries, they urge and call for this dialogue.
From both sides.
It's a good meeting in the way that since Afghanistan question is complicated, it is after 20 years American failed occupation with NATO. That left a lot of things to be solved. For example, Americans still freeze the overseas assets of Afghanistan, and many countries call to unfreeze, and also many countries and the neighboring countries also call for the lifting of the unilateral sanctions from the United States. At the same time, after this 20 years occupation, there is left the dire situation in humanitarian conditions there, so there need enhanced international efforts, regional efforts for the humanitarian assistance also.
So to comment where you said that America has freezed overseas assets, and that was the request of the Taliban to the international community to end that freezing. So what was the international community response to that, or America's response to that? Do they accept this request of Taliban?
Put your questions together. I think just now, as I said, the lifting of the unilateral sanctions and the unfreeze of Afghanistan's overseas assets had been called for and been urged ever since August the 15th, 3 years now. It has not been solved. And of course, there are other things which should be solved, like in this meeting, the organizers of the meeting of United Nations with the interlocutor, the Afghanistan Taliban interim government. They put together two topics. One is the private sector development, and another is counter narcotics. You see, over the past 3 years, Afghanistan Taliban has succeeded in reducing the cultivation of opium poppies by 95%. So that's a quite impressive achievement.
Yes.
At the same time, there are some other challenges like the trafficking, drug taking, and drug manufacturing. They are all to be tackled because so much drugs not only contaminated the health of Afghan people, and when it is outflowed, it will contaminated and harm other countries' people.
Yeah.
So it is a clear declared determination on the part of Afghanistan Taliban to root out the drugs. At the same time, participants also raised issue like how to substitute the planting of opium poppy because many farmers and the people, they are changing from cultivation of opium poppies into new products. So that requires more efforts, not only from Afghanistan Taliban, but also from international community to help. My knowledge is it is great topics by both sides. After discussion between them, organizers of the meeting of the United Nations and the Taliban, Afghanistan Taliban interim government. Of course, this is the off-record brainstorming discussion. Any participants can raise the issues and questions they are interested and they believe concerning them. For example, some participants raised counter-terrorism. Some participants raised the major responsibility United States should take after 20 years military occupation, which make people of Afghanistan suffer. And some others raised the question of course, human rights, women and girls, education.
Which countries did that? Mostly.
Oh, I cannot remember. I gave you the general view.
Yeah.
And what was the
So to be-
response of the
And
Taliban?
some others
Yes.
raised the question of economic cooperation to set up like big good projects to help Afghan people. Still others, they raised the question that they should have enhanced humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan people.
As a last question from my side, to be a clear answer for it, did the international community accept the request of the Taliban, that three requests of the Taliban, or what the answer to that request? As China, what is you referring
As
to
I
that?
said, I think international community all care and are concerned with and for Afghanistan and the neighboring countries and the regional countries. Every country tried their own efforts to help.
Accept.
Yes, and different countries have different concerns, and some of the near the neighbor, they have the refugees like Iran and Pakistan. They really shoulder a lot of burden of migrant people entering their people by millions and several billions, and they provide shelter and they help. And now they also consider to have some of those people without paper returned. So there is a arrangement discussion between Afghanistan side and Pakistan and Iran how to smoothly settle and handle this issue. Also, this concern a lot of women, a lot of men, a lot of kids, a lot of old men, young men. We, international community, hope that all this can be solved stably, peacefully, without flaring up the confrontation, so that we can create a good condition for the regional countries and neighboring countries and the international community to help Afghanistan people to seize this historical opportunity to hold fate of Afghanistan into Afghan people's own hands.
But also there's a concern that civil society were not there to represent it. But Afghanistan is not only contained of the Taliban, the civil society also the 15% of Afghanistan are women, and they were absent there. Was it worth it to the expense of absence of civil society? They want to come around the table with Taliban? Is it worth it?
Yeah, some people also raised that question, and it was noticed and by the organizers of the meeting and of the United Nations.
What was the
And
responses?
this is the reason why they have the Doha meeting, and they put all these questions together, try to find the solution.
Did they find?
Based on the, this is an ongoing process. We are in the middle of that. I'm a little bit optimistic that the organizers this time of the meeting of the United Nations is trying to put more attention upon the issue of Afghanistan, to put together participants and stakeholders to discuss the concerns from humanitarian side, from counter-narcotic side, from economic development side, from the moderate governance side, from the political construction government side. They try to sort out the questions and try to put priorities so that international community with Afghanistan side can together to work out solutions based from our perspective, mutual respect between peoples.